Good morning, everyone. I am climbing a mountain today. The mountain close to my parents' house that actually my grandfather, who was a ordained minister, used to walk this mountain every single morning. And as a kid, when I was home during the summer, I used to walk it with him. So it's a little bit trip down memory lane this morning. I don't know how long I'm going to have Facebook Live capabilities, but I'm going to speak until I can't speak anymore, and then I will finish whatever, good morning, honey, finish whatever I don't get to when I get home. So I'm hiking up a mountain this morning, sweetie, that I used to hike with my grandfather. He used to walk every single morning with his walking stick, and so that's what I'm doing this morning. And what I wanted to talk about was the journey, right? The journey to where you want to go to. And over the weekend, I read a passage from one of my coaches, Craig Ballantyne, who wrote the book A Perfect Day Formula. He's a marketing mastery coach of mine, and he asked us to write down 10 big goals that we have, that we are working towards. And when I wrote my big goals down, they actually completely scared me. And here's the thing is, like, your goals should scare you. And if they're big enough, they should terrify you. And it's fitting that I'm walking a mountain, because I don't think that on my first try up this mountain, I'm going to make it to the top. And it's important to rest and conserve, and to actually build the strength to be able to make the big dreams come true. And so just a little insight as to, where I am, and I guess what I'm here to do, and how it happened was 3 years ago now. Good morning, Maura. 3 years ago now, I found myself in a really horrible place in my life, and I was pregnant with my third daughter, Anya, and I knew that her birth was actually going to be something incredible. And so I was completely unsatisfied in my work, knew that I wanted to change, and I actually felt something bigger inside of myself, like I wanted to make more of an impact. And so what happened was, when she was born, I found myself needing to surrender to every single thing in my life, including my other children, my husband at the time, and focus all my attention on myself and my baby. And during that time of complete surrender, and just like, it was the most incredible, loving experience that I had, I started to receive information from my higher self that showed me that the world needed to change to fit the needs, or to foster optimal growth of children. And in particular, the newest children, so Anya, 2.5 years ago. So this intrigued me, to say the least. And over the course of the past 2.5 years, I've dedicated myself to, this focus of, well, how do I make these amazing goals that I was shown come true? And here's the thing is, like, it can't just be about me. It's certainly not just about me. That I just am the messenger. I have the messages. And as I'm walking this hill, I'm thinking about the times I used to walk with my grandfather, and he actually had deep wisdom about life, and this amazing capability to put things in perspective. A lot because of, he was a dad of 6, and he read the Bible every morning, and he wrote prayers. And I used to sit with him, and he used to share his wisdom, and it was sacred to me. It was, it was amazing because I had never been in touch with that aspect. It wasn't something that my family participated in. In fact, it was something that they kind of turned away from. And I'm huffing and puffing because I'm going up a pretty steep hill. Maura, you could probably run this hill. In fact, I think I have several times. So I share this with you because you all have this inner wisdom inside of you. It's an aspect of inner truth. Some say it's an aspect of your God self. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm on a mission to create a miracle on earth. And this miracle is to open moms, women, men up to what their inner truth is, and to help facilitate the emergence of all of our inner truths. And I share this with you because not only has this happened to me where I'm now living, breathing my inner truth, meaning I'm here now to create what my inner truth, what I was born to create. And it's actually, to create new communities around the world that return to peace and love as the foundation of our living. And we are so attached to the outside world, watching the news, getting involved in other people's drama, working jobs that aren't fulfilling, certainly being in relationships that aren't fulfilling. They're not at the soul level, which is the most powerful level of love. And so when we open up and we can access, oh my gosh, this is tough. Oh my gosh. When we open up and we can access that innermost truth and we live from that spot, all else becomes really easy. Not to say that there are not tough spots, but when there's the underlying energy, frequency, vibration of love, which is inner truth, then we know that God is actually at work and that He has actually placed breadcrumbs of our future all over the world, in fact. And we are the investigators of this huge scavenger hunt to collect all these clues to what is our future self. And you have a future self. This is what's so important to understand, is that if you simply move forward with one aspect of your life that you've never done before. So if it's like you're intrigued by, well, what is this inner truth stuff? Then it would be to reach out and ask me so I can share more. The other would be, if you have a huge goal, I'm going back down the mountain. If you have a huge goal, connect with people who have similar huge goals, which is what I did. When I had no money, I was absolutely, the only thing I had was love at the time. The love that I had for my 3 daughters, certainly the love that I had for myself. I mean, that is the foundation of all miracles, all truth, all wisdom, is the love we have for ourselves. I connected with people all over the world who are part of the movement to create miracles on earth, certainly to change outdated systems. Now, I was a public school teacher. When I was teaching in the public school system, I felt that I could not fully live my truth in that system. And so that was the emphasis. That was the reason why I left and actually gave up an $80,000 teaching job, which facilitated the end of my marriage, which was all good, right? It just showed me that so much of my life that I had been living was actually not true to my inner truth. And so once I started living true to my inner truth, I literally started to walk into aspects of my inner dream. And that inner dream was to live in abundance, to eat delicious organic food, certainly to educate my children in a Montessori school. I also miraculously connected with my twin flame, and that relationship is extraordinary, and evolving in that relationship certainly has its benefits. And when you put two people together who have a deep connection, and when you're honey, I don't know if you're watching this still, but when you're dating somebody like me, it can be a little bit confusing because there is the mission, and the mission is to inspire women and moms to move forward, to actually pursue the inner dream that is inside of themselves, and do it in a way that is welcoming, right? Because it's it's not easy to even take a step forward in a direction that you really have no idea about. But I wanted to share with you is like, you were born with this. You were born with it inside of you. And because you were born with it inside of you and you're not living it, it causes stress. And so walking through stress and learning techniques to build your inner self-love will be the miracle. And it will create future miracles. And it will connect you with people all over the world who are doing the same thing. Now, the other thing I want to share is I don't talk too much about this, but let's just throw in money. You were gifted with a legacy when you were born, and that legacy is attached to what I consider to be, the riches of worthy of kings and queens, like the nobles, or because David, you could probably help me out, and I know Maura too. You grew up very Catholic, and so they talk about the prophets. They talk about heaven and earth, and so this work that I do is truly to bridge the current reality that we are living on earth, which is not living according to our inner truth, with what was gifted to us at birth as our birthright, to actually experience wealth, abundance, to experience inner peace. When we experience inner peace, we actually are able to create outer peace. And that is the miracle. Okay, guys, so this has been a lot of information, very insightful. I hope that it's popped you in ways, and thank you so much for joining. Now that I can breathe a little bit better, I hope you have a fabulous day. And if you have any questions, please write them in the comments, or you can private message me. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.